Hi, this is Garry from Next Actions. We all get those times where, well, we just can't be bothered to do anything. We know we've got a lot of work to do. We look at our task lists and we just think, I can't really be bothered. Join me now to talk about some ways that you can move beyond this and get back to being your productive self. It's normal to have days when you just can't be bothered to do things. This form of procrastination, well, it can have many different causes. Some of them, they may be obvious and simple, like, well, you had a late night, so you got very little sleep. Others may not be so obvious, and you need to dig deeper to understand it. The 4 tips I'm going to cover, well, they can be used in any circumstance and can help you to break through and get back to being productive. These, they're not presented in any order, and they can either be used alone or you can do them in combination. That's down to you. The key: pick one and start working through it. Break things down. This, it's too often an issue. We've got a list of things, and when we look at them we think to ourselves, well, I can't do that, it's too hard. An example here, well, that could be write this quarter's finance report. You look at it and you think, whoa, that's a lot of work. And this, it knocks you and you feel that it's going to be too much and you just put it to one side. The key is to take that hard task and break it down into smaller subtasks. Yes, you're going to end up with a large list of tasks, but each of these smaller ones, they'll be easier for you to do. By breaking things down and making them easier to achieve, well, what you're doing is you're tricking your brain. You're able to say to yourself, I can pick up that first task and I can do it. And once that's completed, it gives you that little mental boost and you move into the next task with some increased energy. You complete the next task and guess what? You feel like you're on a roll, which helps you move on to the next one. This continues until, before you know it, well, you've completed all that list of subtasks and your hard task, it's now magically done. If we take our report example, you may break it down into some subtasks like get a copy of the previous quarter's report, get sales figures for the quarter, get cost figures for the quarter, put the sales figures into the finance spreadsheet, put the cost figures into the finance spreadsheet, and you end up with a long list of small, achievable items that you can work on. This method of breaking down larger tasks or projects into smaller, more achievable ones, it's a key step to improving your productivity. The smaller the task, well, the easier it is to achieve. And ticking off tasks from your list, well, you'll be amazed at how it can boost your confidence. It makes you feel you're achieving things, which in turn, it makes you want to achieve more. This leads you to quickly move through all these small tasks, which in turn helps you to achieve greatness. Use the Eisenhower matrix. The Eisenhower matrix, it's an excellent tool that can help you to decide what to work on. For each task, well, you simply ask yourself 2 very simple questions. Is this important? Is this urgent? These, they're both yes and no answers. Then based on each of the responses, you're able to put that task into one of 4 different quadrants. Important and urgent, important and not urgent, not important and urgent, and not important and not urgent. The key when doing this, well, it's to be honest with yourself. When you're assessing the importance and the urgency, don't just write everything down as important and urgent. And yes, I've seen a lot of people who do that. You need to be honest. Is this really something that's important? What would happen if it wasn't done? Here, if you're writing an estimate for a $5,000 piece of work, well, that's important as it could lead to some good income. But constantly checking your email, well, that's not important. It's something that can be done later in the day with minimal impact. If we look at urgency, think about the time that it needs to be done by. Does this need to be done quickly, or can it wait for a while? As an example, if you don't check the meat in the oven, then it's going to burn, so that's urgent. But checking the expiry date on food in your fridge, well, that's not urgent, as it can be done at any time, and you should always be checking those expiry dates before you use something anyway. As a reminder, importance beats urgency every single time. Always work on the important and urgent things first. When they're done, move on to the important and the not urgent items. Only once all important things are done should you then move on to those not important ones. Pick your top 3 tasks. If you're using some of the more sophisticated software tools, well, this is something that tool can most probably do for you. You can pick the 3 tasks that you want to work on, and then you hide the others until they're completed. If you're using a pen and paper, or the software won't do this for you, this can be a little bit harder. Here, it's best to pick 3 of the tasks and then write them down separately. These are the tasks that you want to work on. By writing them on the separate paper, what you're doing is you're hiding away the remaining items. You then work on these 3 tasks and you complete them. Well done! Once you've done that, then you go back to that main list and pick another 3. You keep repeating this. What this means is you're only ever having to worry about the 3 tasks that you've picked. And guess what? It's easier to complete 3 tasks than it is to be constantly looking at that bigger list and thinking, oh my god, this is too much. Pre-prepare things. It's an often overlooked area. By pre-preparing, it makes things easier for you. A lot of the time, we look at things and we say, I can't do that. I don't have the right equipment. I don't have the right things that I need. But if you pre-prepare, well, you take away that excuse. You have the things you need. It's best explained through a couple of examples. You want to exercise in the morning. What you do before going to bed, well, you get out your exercise clothes. You put your training shoes next to a chair and you put a bottle of water into the fridge. When you get up the next day, the first thing you see, it's the exercise clothes, so you put them on. You go to the fridge and you take out that nice cold bottle of water. You go to the chair and you can put the training shoes straight on. And bang, because you had everything that you needed to do the exercise, well, you put them on and you got straight into it. You no longer had to waste that time looking for the stuff, and that's what was stopping you from doing the exercise. Another example. You've got a massive list of things to do. So much, you shudder every time you look at it. To help with this, before you go home from work, spend 5 minutes and pick the 3 items that you want to work on the next day. Write these down and put them on your keyboard. The next day, you get to work. The first thing you see, it's them 3 items that you've identified that you want to work on. You don't need to think about it. You don't need to decide what you're going to do. You can now start on these and get productive straight away. You don't need to spend time worrying about the size of that task list because you're only working on 3. By pre-preparing, you are reducing the barriers that stop you from doing the work. You're moving away from the I can't mindset and you're moving straight in to that doing mindset. Do you have something that makes you go, I can't be bothered with that? Can you share it in the comments below? If you liked this video, please hit the like button. And do you know of anyone who would benefit from this video? If you do, why not share it with them now? If you haven't already, Hit the subscribe button to get new videos as I release them. To summarise, we all have days where we think, I really can't be bothered. By using one or more of the tips that we've discussed, you can trick your brain out of this mindset and into the doing mindset. These tips, they are: break things down, use the Eisenhower matrix, pick your top 3 tasks and hide the rest, and pre-prepare things. Try using these the next time you can't be bothered. You may be surprised how quickly you can get back to doing. Use these and you will get the results you deserve. If you're struggling with getting things done, why not give me a call? I can work with you to develop ways that you can beat this block and get back to delivering the results you deserve. Please reach out to me on 0415 591 672. I'm based in Australia, so please use the international dialing code +61 if calling from another country. You can also email me on garry@nextactions.com.au or visit nextactions.com.au, where you'll find a link to book a free short introductory call. Do you have any topics that you'd like me to cover? If you do, please drop a comment below and I'll add them to the list of upcoming videos. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel so you get new videos as they come out. I'll talk to you again soon.